Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about a topic that is unfortunately becoming more and more common. I have to deal with it every day, and this is called dealing with insults in English. Let's do it. First of all, why do I deal with it every single day? Because I have over 3 million followers across 3 YouTube channels and over 430,000 people on Instagram. If you're not yet subscribed, Instagram is Lingua Marina. Whenever I go through comments, I see a lot of positive stuff. I see a lot of amazing people commenting, but I also see that some people take advantage of using a different name, using a weird thumbnail, not being themselves on social media, and they just offend you. And there are some techniques that I've learned about how to get back to those people. And there is some stuff that I don't want you to do. I don't want you to become rude. I don't want you to try and start a fight with that person.
Don't get angry.
You know, the best thing is to stay calm. I'm going to teach you some phrases that are very useful in these situations. And if you have been offended in English, comment down below when it happened and why it happened. Because it's good to know what are the common situations when people get offended.
And shocked and offended and...
I bet you got a negative comment on the social media platform. The best thing you can do on social media is delete that person, block that person, delete the comment and forget it and stay calm. But if this happens in real life, how do you react? What do you say in English? To stay polite, to stay friendly. Because the worst thing is starting a fight. Let's do it. First of all, you hear somebody's offending you. Let's imagine somebody's offending you for your English and they're saying that your accent is weird or your English is really bad and blah, blah, blah. You stay calm. You're like, all right, I am sorry. English is my second language and I'm still struggling to speak it. Just try and explain yourself. Don't be rude. Don't be like, I don't understand you because I don't understand bullshit.
You know, I don't really speak all that Wall Street bullshit.
Or maybe like getting back to a native speaker and telling him like, hey, and what other languages do you speak? Because English is my second language and my first language is Russian. Don't do that. Like, don't start a fight. Because you don't want that. This is not the way you want to live your life, okay? So you just get back to them and tell them, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still struggling to speak English. This is my second language. And just smile.
Smile.
The best way, if you can be funny, but I know, especially when like a negative comment comes in with a surprise, there is just no time for you to come up with a good joke. So just remember the phrases that I'm giving you. You know, I get a lot of comments like, Marina, your English is bad, your accent is still Russian, and I'm getting those comments from Russian speakers. Like, I never get those comments from Americans or something.
You have an accent too.
I try to get back to them with I stopped getting back to those people because this is useless. But when I used to get back to them, I would tell them like, hey, thank you so much for correcting me. This actually helps me improve a lot. And I really appreciate you pointing out my Russian accent. If you got rid of your Russian accent, maybe you could tell me who was a good teacher who helped you do that. Maybe you could recommend some techniques.
Any advice?
Normally they disappear. Normally those people have worse English than you do. So, you know, try to be polite. Sometimes people would use bad words in English in order to confuse you. They're going to use bad words that you don't understand. And maybe you feel that this is like a swear word and somebody's offending you.
What's that, some kind of Hawaiian swear word?
Just tell them, hey, I'm sorry, I don't understand the words that you're using. Maybe you could rephrase it again.
Sorry? Would you please rephrase the question?
Because also what happens to me sometimes, I think that the person is being rude. I lose my calmness. I start thinking of how to fight back, which I've already told you is a bad technique. And sometimes I just figure out they're not being rude, they're being nice, and this is just a word that is used in such manner. So whenever you think that somebody's offending you, just ask them to explain in different words. 50% of time, well, like 70% of time, it's actually a good word. It's just you think that it's bad. This is something that happened to me a couple of times here. So just be careful with that, okay? Just ask people to use other words so you could better understand the meaning. Another thing that is super common these days, people giving you their opinion when you're not asking for it. Like whenever I'm posting something that I eat, there will be people like, Marina, stop eating meat, and I just love it. And I don't like when people tell me what I should eat, especially when my doctors insist on me eating meat. Or some people would be like, oh, dairy's bad for you, stop drinking milk, blah, blah, like unwanted opinion.
Is that even a word?
Yes, you can always tell them,
thanks for the advice.
do you remember me asking for your opinion? But this would be rude, right?
I didn't ask for your opinion.
What you could tell them is that you're not looking for an advice right now. Like, hey, I'm not really looking for an external opinion. I have an opinion from my doctor, and this is the opinion that I trust. Thank you. You can also tell them, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
I'm sorry, but my mother always said if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
And the last but not the least, what I want you to remember is when people are commenting bad things, if they're trying to offend you, 99% of times there's something bad going on in their lives. I have this friend who's a blogger and she has 300,000 followers. She has 2 kids. Somebody commented on her YouTube video that she wishes her kids die and whatever, like really bad comment. And she went to police. And you know, even if you're using like a VPN or stuff, people can still trace you. And I know, especially in America, this is super easy to do. And if you receive threats constantly from some user, you can actually go to FBI. But this is what that blogger said. I've never done that before.
FBI, clear right.
So she went to police, and police started investigating, and they actually traced a woman who was leaving those comments, and they found out that this woman was married to a guy who left her. He took away her daughter. Her daughter grew up without her, and she has never seen her, and this woman lost her job, and she was going through a very stressful period in her life. And this is what some people do when something bad happens in their lives. They just wish that everybody around had problems, and they start, you know, saying bad stuff. And I don't know what's gonna happen next. I don't know whether my friend is gonna pursue a legal action against that woman. But just remember, when somebody's ignorant, when somebody is trying to offend you, probably they're very, very unhappy deep inside, or maybe they're just going crazy. Again, on social media, you just block them. In real life, you can tell them, I don't even want to pretend that I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm sorry, goodbye. The second phrase, I don't feel like disputing. The third phrase, I don't tolerate rude people, and I don't want to continue this conversation. So there are tons of situations that can happen in life. And another phrase that I wanted to give you is, are you having a bad day?
Bad day?
When the person is just going out of his mind, just ask him, are you having a bad day? Like, what is causing all the problems? Because again, 99% chance they are having a bad day or a bad week or a bad life. And remember, learning a new language always takes a lot of courage. So situations that you go through in your own language are twice as hard to go through in a foreign language. And this is why I'm here, to teach you all of that stuff, to prepare you psychologically, mentally. If you're starting a channel, you're starting social media, you're gonna get those comments, and it's okay. The thing that helps me all the time, I watch videos on YouTube where kittens play, where puppies play, and those videos still get dislikes. There are still people who hate little kittens and little puppies.
Don't like puppies? Okay, you are new.
There is a very, very big chance, if you're not a kitten or a puppy, people are gonna hate you, especially if you have your own opinion and stuff. So relax, learn the phrase that I've given you, don't be rude, be funny, be smart, stop conversations that you don't like, and if there are some people that you don't like, I call them toxic, remove them from your life, stop hanging out with them at all. That was it for me for today, guys. Thank you so much. I hope there will be no negativity in your life. Please subscribe to this channel, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.